He wasn't born with it. This power, this dominion over time itself, it came to him later. A watch gifted on his 25th birthday, an heirloom of unknown origin. The moment he fastened it to his wrist, he felt it. Not a physical sensation, but something vaster, echoing through his very being. He could time. More than that, he could it. His name, for it matters now, was Silas. Silas, who once toiled in mediocrity, now held the universe's most precious resource in his grasp. At first, the changes were small, subtle. Rewinding a spilled cup of coffee, reliving a moment of triumph, but ambition, like a seed given dark power, began to sprout within him. He turned 30, then 35. The lines on his face, he erased them not from vanity, but as a demonstration. Proof that he was above the natural order, above the slow, inevitable decay that ruled all mankind. And in that proof, he saw opportunity. The world was ripe with desires, and he, Silas, could grant them for a price. The whispers started subtly. A wealthy socialite, her face miraculously free of wrinkles overnight, a retired businessman, suddenly spry and full of vigor. Silas made sure the rumors spread, a trail of breadcrumbs leading to his door. He established a discreet location, a luxurious penthouse overlooking the city he planned to own. It started with the women. They came, draped in wealth and desperation, clutching photos of their younger selves. Silas, with a flick of his wrist, a silent command to the watch that pulsed with stolen time, would grant their wish. Years would melt away, leaving behind smooth skin and sparkling eyes. But their youth came with a price, one they were all too eager to pay. Their obedience, their very selves, offered up to Silas. He kept them as his playthings, his dolls of flesh and bone, eternally young, eternally grateful. Their gratitude soon morphed into adoration, then obsession. They were his living trophies, a testament to his power, a harem forever frozen at the peak of their beauty, their minds pliant and willing under his influence. Power, true power, wasn't just about wealth or influence. Silas craved control, the kind that instilled fear and demanded obedience. What better way to achieve it than to target those who held positions of authority? He started small, a judge who'd ruled against him in a minor dispute, a police captain investigating his more unsavory business dealings. One by one, he'd pay them a visit, a chilling smile playing on his lips as he watched them plead for mercy. "You see," he'd explain, his voice soft yet laced with an undercurrent of menace, "age is but a number, a construct I can manipulate at will." And manipulate he did. With a flick of his wrist, years would be stripped away, leaving behind confused and helpless infants in place of those who once held power. The sight of a former judge, now a gurgling baby in a soiled diaper, never failed to amuse him. The message was clear. No one, no matter how high their position or how vast their influence, was safe from his reach. Fear spread like wildfire. The city's elite lived in terror, their gated communities feeling less like havens and more like gilded cages. They knew the man with the time-bending watch was coming for them all. The city, once a symbol of progress and prosperity, now cowered under his rule. The transition had been surprisingly easy. Panic, he'd learned, was a far more effective weapon than any army. He'd let the fear fester, letting rumors of his powers spread like a virus through the city's veins, and when the time was right, he'd made his move. The old mayor, a man who'd built his career on empty promises and backroom deals, was the first to fall. Silas had turned him into a babbling toddler, a living, drooling mockery of authority before the eyes of the entire city council. The remaining officials, their faces pale with terror, didn't need further convincing. They swore their allegiance to him, their voices trembling as they pledged their loyalty to the man who held their lifespans in his hands. He'd chosen to keep the city's infrastructure largely intact. After all, he needed his citizens to maintain a semblance of order, to keep the wheels of commerce turning. They were his workforce, his tax base, and most importantly, a constant reminder of his absolute power. Their fear was his greatest source of amusement, their obedience his sweetest victory.